Hi guys. Once again, no post is complete unless I have done it 50 million times. This is the third shot, by the way. Fingers crossed for me. Wow, today. Today was a busy day. It was a good day. Ronan went in for the last of his evaluation. The ending of the evaluation was kind of disappointing. They grabbed hubby and pulled him off to one side, which he didn't really expect, to tell him that basically all the tests were done and that there's a problem. Oh my goodness. The same thing we went to the school with a year ago, and the same thing that we got him enrolled at Wipes Cop for in the first place, because there's a problem. We were so glad that they were able to inform us of this. We had absolutely no clue. We figured he was coming there for no reason whatsoever. They want to do testing all the way down to basically, you know, his chromosomes, I mean, molecular level, to find out exactly where the problem may be coming from. I mean, they're glad that he's improving in his schoolwork and he's accelerating quickly, but I think this is a case of they can't seem to find the problem, so now they want to see if there's physically a problem. They said that he does have some motor skill disabilities, so, which we've noticed. I mean, they're not overtly noticeable, but they're noticeable enough. So they said either enroll him in gymnastics or karate, which the hubby and I are all like, yay, we just had a doctor tell us, you know, to get him enrolled in karate. Something that both of us believe in, and we would really love to get him in. These things, of course, require money, but it might really help if we had a doctor's referral backing it up. Other than that, they did the tests back-to-back so that hubby and Ronan came home and had lunch with us, and I got to hang out and relax with my boys and watch some Star Wars: The Clone Wars before I headed in for my interview with Adecco. Now, it's actually a staffing company. I thought it was more like a temp agency. They were like, we do some temporary work, but we're actually, you know, direct staffing if at all possible. Most companies out there want to try before they buy, and this is how they do it. I did not undersell myself at all. I did not sell myself short. They already had my resume right there, and they told me my resume looked better than some of the resumes they've seen. I was like, look, I have 16 years of guest service. I have 12 years of crunching numbers and, you know, in the hospitality industry, and 12 years of basically managerial experience. I've done some accounting work, so I have everything a bank wants. Problem is with banks is getting your foot in the door. It's so tremendously difficult to do. It's just beyond ridiculous. I'm overqualified in some areas, not qualified enough in others. But they said that, you know, when I told them what I applied for, and they were like, you know, would that be okay by you? I'm like, the only hitch is that it's downtown, but you can't beat $12 an hour with a stick, especially not in my situation. And I told them that anything under $10.50 just wouldn't be acceptable, which they more than understood. They reminded me that it was 6 months contractual, and I said, oh yeah, I mean, I got that, no problem. And I understand that if there's any problem at any point in time, they want me to do overtime, anything like that, I'm supposed to call you guys. I seemed to really impress her. The lady I was supposed to talk to today wasn't there. She was out sick, which seems half of Louisville is, with our weather being stupid. And I told her, the lady said she may have 2 or 3 other jobs lined up in case this one didn't pan out, in case the bank didn't want to look at me. And she said she'd look into it, and they'll be giving me a call later on, well, later on today. Wow, today I've got a full plate. I have got to get Ronan pulled together, most likely in a busing situation. In case I do get this job, I am set and ready to jet. I have to call Passport and make sure that their insurance doesn't get transferred to this other type of insurance. They stay on Passport, because they have like 4 new Medicaids in Kentucky for variety. I'd like them to stay on Passport. That's what they've got. I have to call CPS because we received something saying that the case was closed. Then we received another piece of paper, and we're like, okay, where's the paper we're supposed to sign? So I've got a full day. We're also hoping that Mr. J calls, because Mr. J did not call today. The only thing that I can think is that Monday, of course, you know, Memorial Day, banks are closed. Maybe he couldn't get into a bank or whatever he uses, you know, credit union. So therefore, he didn't call us because of that. I'm hoping he didn't forget us, or else we're, you know, right back in Screwedville. So I have a lot to do today, and that's just specifically because the lady was like, well, you know, when could you start work? She was like, you know, we can get you rolling next. I'm like, Wednesday. She was like, what? I was like, well, I'm like, you know, tomorrow's Tuesday. I can get the ball rolling on a whole ton of things. I'm like, I've set stuff up with my son's school, so I can make sure he's taken care of. I'm like, but Wednesday. I can start on Wednesday. That impressed her, and the fact that instead of just ticking off the fact that, you know, I watched the orientation video, I actually watched it and caught that there was a problem with the video and reported it to her. And she was like, okay, and like made a note of that. I'm like, oh no, I figured I might as well watch the video like I was told, as well as doing all the tests last night. So I think she was mildly impressed. Let's see. Covered all that. Let's talk nano. You know, the nano's not going to happen. Here it is, the 13th. 12 days, I have not written a damn thing. It's probably not going to happen. I made the effort. Next year will probably be better for me. This year hasn't gone so well. I finally got a story idea, which is exciting to me. Who contest, of course, is in its downtime until January 5th, but the moderator's still throwing out prompts, and she said whoever fills the most prompts might get a nice little special banner made for them. I don't know about all that, but I do actually have an idea for the magic prompt. I'm going to be doing a crossover between Doctor Who and Shadows Fall. For those of you who have never heard of Shadows Fall, this is the book. It's by Simon R. Green. It even says that he thinks this is the best book he's ever written. I don't know about that. I haven't really read any of his other books. Every time I go to, I keep winding up reading this again. A fantastic book. I recommend it for everybody. It has a little bit of everything in it. It's just a really fascinating book, and I would love to see if I can pull off a crossover between the two. I'm going to try to not make it too big, but I'd really like to get, you know, rolling in the writing mojo again. That'd be nice. If I can get working, I already know that most likely I'll just have it, like, pouring out of me. I always seem to write best when I'm under stress of working, not under stress of not working. Because this is the second time I've been without a job this year, and the writing's just dried up. It's like I lose interest in everything, and then I start panicking because I've lost interest in everything, and it's just a big mess. But I already can feel that interest sparking back up again. Just the prospect of having a job. Funny thing, while I was talking with hubby today, we were going over the people who were doing the voices for Star Wars Clone Wars. I was looking them up because some of them sound so close to movie voices, and the people are just really, really good imitators. Of course, we like the Anakin from Star Wars Clone Wars better than the first trilogy, you know, that was released in this last decade. Yeah, Hayden Christensen, or whatever his name is, can go jump off a cliff and just do the whole entire acting world a favor. My God. But we were looking up the voices, and I got hit by that bug I've been getting hit with since I was 5. Oh my God, I want to do acting. Now, I'm realistic, okay? There is no way in hell I will ever be an actress. My memorization skills are for shit. Look at me. I have no nails. My hair's a disaster. My skin's a disaster. I do not have the right build, and unless I'm in England, and then they just don't give a shit. I also have no talent. But I've been wanting to, I mean, just the last few years alone, I'm like, okay, fine, this mug will never see the front of a camera because my memorization skills are shit. It's either memorize it and spit out the lines like a robot, or be the character and just the lines aren't even there. So for the last couple of years, I've been thinking about getting into voiceovers. The problem is, breaking into voiceovers is about like breaking into banking, only 10 times harder. It's really, really cliquey little group. And Michael's like, well, just go for it. Just find something and try it. And I'm like, okay, my darling, darling dear, there is no finding something because we don't actually have a variety here. We don't have casting calls here that I can see. So that, you know, I'll keep looking the way I always do, but it probably won't happen, and I already know it. But it's nice to dream. I mean, I'd love to get into voiceover acting just because I just love the idea of acting. I probably don't have the voice for it. Goodness knows I don't have the mug for for anything else. But it's just one of those things that, you know, I was like, oh, I need to share this with my friends list because they're, you know, they'll pretend like they're interested. Maybe. And it's getting late. My Lady Grey over here is tasting kind of peppery. I don't know. I'm discovering I don't like Lady Grey tea. I'll stick with Earl. It's 1:10 in the morning. It's 11 minutes and almost 45 seconds that this bad boy's been running. So it's probably time to shut it down. Once again, this is brought to you by Utterly Lazy. I didn't feel like typing it out, so I decided to inflict my face upon you all. But I did it with a new shirt. Well, not new. It's at least 2 years old, but it's a different shirt than my black wife beater. So, feel special, people. Feel special. But all of you, be good to each other. Take good care of yourselves. Know that I love you, and I shall see you all soon. Good night.